This would have worked better if I had actual tea, but I'm out. But today, I'm bringing the tea. What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's discussion video. My name is Lyan. Today, we're going to talk about a very serious question. Is Elgato scamming streamers out of their hard-earned money by overcharging for some of their products? This is a question that got raised a lot when Elgato announced last week that they were releasing their very own ring light. They teased it last Wednesday, I believe, and the very next day they released it, and a lot of people, myself included, were very excited until we saw the price tag that came with Elgato's brand new ring light. $200 for a ring light. And at first, a lot of people kind of jumped on this bandwagon. They raised their pitchforks and were like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. And they're right, that is a lot of money. And a lot of people started saying, why would you get a $200 ring light when you can get a $30 ring light? Elgato, why would I do this? And a lot of people really jumped onto that bandwagon and were like, yeah, that's ridiculous. I got this ring light off the store shelf for $25. Why would I pay $170 plus more for the same thing? And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of jumped on this bandwagon too. I got really upset. I'm like, wow, that is a lot, especially after I told a lot of people that I was excited about this. I love Elgato products. I love Elgato's key lights. I love the Stream Deck. I love Elgato's microphones, the multi-mounts, everything I've ever touched that had Elgato's name on it, I have loved and supported. And I was really excited for this ring light. But my community, by and large, doesn't have $200 to spend on a ring light. So, Elgato, are you ripping us off here? What's going on? So I asked myself that, and then I dug deeper into what ring lights are, what they're for, what they're capable of. And I gotta tell you, there are some expensive ring lights out there. That stuff that people use for magazine shoots and covers and stuff, those are like thousands of dollars. So clearly there's something that those can do that my ring light cannot do. Surely there's stuff that they can do that $30 ring light cannot do. And I've discovered and figured out that there is clearly something that Elgato's ring light does that these $30 desktop or cheaply made ring lights cannot do. So we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about 1, what is a ring light and what is it used for? 2, what is it about Elgato's ring light that makes it command $200? And 3, I'm going to compare what I know of the Elgato ring light to the $75 Neewer ring light. That is hard to say together back to back. Neewer ring light. All right, it wasn't that hard. I'm dumb. I'm gonna compare the Elgato ring light to my $75 ring light that I use, and I'm gonna make it as clear as I can that in this industry, you definitely get what you pay for. And before we get started, I want to say that I am not sponsored by Elgato at all. They don't even know I exist, but Elgato, call me. We can fix that. Give me a call. I do love Elgato's products, but I am not sponsored by them. This is an honest consumer opinion. This is honest consumer feedback. And I also need to disclose that I do not own an Elgato ring light. I do not have one, nor do I find the need to have one. I don't even really need to use the ring light that I use now. I just do because, honestly, I do because I have it. I don't want to have wasted the money. So I'm not going to give a full review of the Elgato ring light. If you want a really good, trusted review of the Elgato ring light, I highly recommend you go check out EposVox's complete review. He gives you all the goods, all the bads, and all the uglies about the Elgato ring light. And I trust him and his opinion more than most reviewers here on YouTube because he is just very thorough and he does not pull punches. So I highly recommend you go check that out. Link will be in the description down below. So what is a ring light used for? Well, a ring light is, of course, a ring, 360 degrees of the same even lighting that you use to center on the subject so they have completely even lighting across their face. There are no shadows. You can see every detail of that person's face. You see it most commonly in makeup tutorials, especially body painting, stuff like that. Any kind of situation where you need to see that detail and you need to get rid of shadows and they need, like, your audience needs to be able to see everything. I first got my ring light, actually, if I'm being completely honest, I got my ring light because I thought it was the kind of ring light that Markiplier used in his lighting for all of his videos, and I always thought he had really good lighting, so I got it and I started using it, and I didn't like that lack of shadowing. That's why I moved to the key lights that I use Now, I didn't like how there was just no depth to my face. There was no depth to my presence in the room. I almost looked like I was photoshopped in all the time. So I moved on to key lights. I don't use my ring light so much anymore, except to kind of just balance out what I can't really get to happen with my key lights right now. It just wasn't my thing. If it's your thing and you like the way it looks, that's cool. You'll only need one ring light. You can set it in front of you, raise it a little bit, tilt it, and crank it, and it'll give you plenty of light that you need. It'll also light up most of the area behind you. These usually get pretty freaking bright. And that brings us to Elgato's ring light. It gets up to 2,500 lumens of light. That is enough lumens to pretty much light an entire room very brightly all by itself. To get those 2,500 lumens, the Elgato uses premium OSRAM LEDs. It uses soft, even glow, is completely flicker free, color adjustable for that warm or cold light. And of course, as with every Elgato product, you can use it with the Stream Deck to control it, get it brighter or colder or warmer or darker, whatever you need with it. It goes fully compatible with the Stream Deck. And that is something that no other product is going to get you, but that by itself isn't going to be worth $130, $170 difference. But there are two key points here that I think very much aren't. So it's something that a lot of people miss. The fact that it emits a soft and even glow is huge, and the fact that it's flicker free is really, really huge. This is where the quality comes in. This is where the Elgato name comes in. You are not just paying for that cute little logo on the front of the Elgato ring light. You are paying for something that a lot of other brands cannot and will not give you, for especially for $30, not for $75, not for $100. And that brings us quickly into the comparison. If I compare it to the ring light that I've been using for years, what are the differences? Well, my ring light uses very harsh LEDs that shine right in your face and wash you out and do not give you that honest look, that honest color. Look, I'll show you. Let me crank this thing up. I have to turn it on. I have to keep it on very low. When I turn it up, it's all washed out. The lumens are shining directly at me, the LEDs are shining directly at my face. The Elgato uses a system where it reflects the bright lights off of aluminum through a diffuser, so it's not direct light, and it is actually a softer, better, more even look than you'll get with any of these cheaper ring lights. That is a really big deal. And then, in addition to that, the structure of my ring light is absolute garbage. I wouldn't trust the mount on top of this thing here. I wouldn't trust that with any camera. I wouldn't trust it with my phone. It is probably going to break. It feels cheap. It looks cheap. It does not do what it's supposed to do. The stand that it sits on is very cheap. I literally have had this thing fall over on me 4 or 5 times in my entire YouTube and streaming career. I cannot raise it up to the height that I need it to without it falling. I've had it fall on me during recordings. I've had it fall on me during broadcasts. I've had it fall on me in the middle of the night when I was sleeping, and it scared the absolute crap out of me. Whenever a cat runs by, I've had to save it from falling. It is a very cheaply made stand. It is a very cheaply made ring light. With the Elgato ring light, you get a very sturdy stand. Their custom desk mount system that they use for everything. You can put it on the Elgato. Every mount or multi-mount, you can literally mount almost anything to this thing, and you can carry it with you on this nice stand. You can make a customized stand that Epos Box teaches you how to make, or shows you how to make in his video, where it's just the light, a camera, and an audio system. You can literally take that thing anywhere. You have a portable studio. It is a really impressive light system, and that is something that I think a lot of people, that when they grab their pitchforks, they just think $200, that's absurd. I can get what I assume to be the same thing for $100, $75, $50, $30, and the ultimate reality is you absolutely cannot do that. And I know for 2 videos in a row, I'm being the apologist for these big companies, but it is something worth mentioning that you really do get what you pay for in this business, in this industry. Any tools that you have, microphones, lighting, computers, cameras, keyboards, mice, anything like that, you do get what you pay for. So there's one final question that needs to be answered. Lyan, if I am on a budget, which is what your entire YouTube channel is about, if I'm on a budget, what options do I have? Or am I stuck saving up $200 to get a ring light if I want the best lighting for my camera? Well, there's a few layers to that. Obviously, I want and I dedicate this channel to making sure you guys can make the best possible content you can at the lowest possible price. But that doesn't mean that this channel is dedicated for you to help you make the best quality possible. All right, I'm not recommending black magic cameras. I'm not recommending $3,000–$4,000 lighting systems. Nothing like that, because you don't need that. You don't need to have the best possible. And I think what Elgato shoots for is the best possible at a pretty reasonably high budget for most people. So if you're on a budget, I would recommend researching lighting systems that would work for you. It might very well be that you just need one key light or one key light air, which is about $130. And if you can get it really bright and you're near a wall or something, reflect all that light off of a plain white wall, you'll get pretty good even lighting that will look great on camera. You could probably use that one key light air to get really good lighting. You won't get all the detail and shadows. You won't get a lot of some of the stuff that I do here, but you can get really good lighting. But first, focus on audio. I always recommend every streamer focus on your audio quality first. If you have $200 burning a hole in your pocket, spend 140 or 160 of those dollars, get an Elgato Wave 3 microphone. It is the best USB microphone you can possibly get right now. Focus on your audio and focus on your upgrades after your audio is really good. There are a lot of lighting tricks that you can do. There's a lot of cheap ways that you can get decent lighting for a decent camera and get a really good look. I have tutorials all over the place on this channel. My favorite one is how to make your Logitech C920 look as best as possible under pretty good lighting. And it's pretty crazy the difference just focusing your lighting, working on it, getting that perfected, and fixing the settings to look as best as they can, giving you really good audio. There are options. There are budget options. That does not mean that Elgato is being predatory when it comes to the pricing of their very high quality products. That's just the way that it is. I know that I know that whenever Elgato comes out with something, I instinctively want it, because Elgato to me is the equivalent of quality in this industry, and we were very lucky to have Elgato taking risks on an industry that is still a baby and providing these quality products so that we can make really high quality content. But that does come at a price. So if for whatever reason, for whatever you do with lighting, whatever you decide to do, just do your research, make sure that it does what you need it to do. And if you have the means, if you're in a good spot where you're putting out pretty good content right now, save up so you can get those upgrades. But you probably don't need those upgrades if your content looks and sounds pretty good. At that point, I would say just start reinvesting into your content, reinvest back into your community and that kind of thing, and save those bigger upgrades for later. Because right now you should just be focusing on making. So guys, I hope that this video gave you a little bit of insight, gave you a little bit more understanding about ring lights, gave you a little bit more understanding about the industry, gave you a little bit more understanding about Elgato. And if it did, and you want to see more videos like this come through your subscription feed, hit that subscribe button so you never miss when I upload. I'm actually on something resembling a YouTube schedule now, which is kind of crazy. And if you want to talk more about this, which I would love to hear your thoughts on, you want to talk more about this live in person, I am on stream over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and I would love to talk to you more about it over there. Go follow me over there so you know when I go live. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, you can always connect with me on social media. The links to all that are in the description down below. There's Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and whatever your preferred method is, you can always connect with me that way. And no matter what you guys do, get out there and make something amazing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Gregory, be still. I think she's found us.
What is this? Oh! Sony, you jerks!